Welcome to the My Creative Days podcast, where we will talk about all things DIY, home decor, decorating tips, and creating a beautiful home on a budget. I am hoping our time together will spark a creative idea, help you plan your next DIY, or inspire you to finally tackle that project you keep putting off. Grab your favorite cup of motivation and let's chat. Hello and welcome back to the podcast. Today I'm going to talk about something that we are actually running into because we are in the middle of working on our next flip house. So we just got this one basically June 1st. We closed on it the 30th of May, the end of May, and so started working on it right away. There was a lot of stuff in there, a lot more than I thought there would be, and so it's taken some time to go through it, but we've also done some painting. We took out the original fireplace that we thought we were going to keep in there. It's one of those round fireplaces from the 60s. Amazing, but just for many different reasons, we decided to remove it. Anyway, so we are kind of going back and forth about the kitchen cabinets. And as we have cleaned them out and just with function and everything, we've thought about painting. And so I really do not want to paint kitchen cabinets again, but these cabinets would be a lot easier. There are no, like raised panels on it. They're flat. They are original from the 60s. We've thought about just getting new drawer fronts and cabinet fronts. We've thought about all new cabinets, and we have thought about painting. So we're kind of just going back and forth, and we're just going to weigh the pros and cons and obviously the cost with, getting new and all of that. So but the whole thing came up with painting kitchen cabinets. And I'm going to tell you, painting kitchen cabinets it's a job. It's a job. And I get a lot of questions because I've shared, we painted our kitchen cabinets. We've had flip houses where we painted the kitchen cabinets. It's an undertaking. But I always get the question, can I paint my kitchen cabinets without sanding? So I'm going to talk about that today. Can you really paint your kitchen cabinets without sanding them first? And the answer is yes, but you have to do it the right way. We have sanded. So I want to tell you, number one, sanding is always the best option, right? It's going to give you the maximum durability and adhesion of the paint. But with these, I'm going to go over some things that you can do to maybe have you skip that step. So if you're working on a budget, short on time, or you just want to avoid the mess that sanding creates, this episode is for you. So basically, I'm just going to kind of walk you through the steps you need to follow and some different things that you should use, go-to products that some of them I've personally used and I recommend for this kind of project. But basically, these are the things that you need to do if you don't want to sand. So number one, and this is if you're sanding or you're working on any kind of project like this, and I've said this over and over and over again, clean, 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 especially kitchen cabinets. They are so disgusting. As we've been cleaning out these, we knew the owners of this house, right? And you just, but the way they lived, wow, you just would never think that. And we've bought some doozies. We have flipped some properties that were disgusting. And granted, we bought this from the second owners of this home. They've been there for over 50 years, right? So listen, after 50 years, you're going to have a lot of grime and grease too. But these cabinets, just like the other ones we've done, they are full of grease and grime and cobwebs and dust and so much stuff. And your cabinets are like that too. So if you're not, cleaning them regularly. So number one, you need to use a good degreaser like a TSP or a crud cutter. And just kind of depending on if yours are really, really bad, it's TSP. Grab that and use that. And then use, a scrub sponge, warm water, rags. Every cabinet's been different. Like sometimes I've had to get out like kind of like a scraper tool to scrape the grime off, So it's just you're going to have to figure out what you need to clean. So I can't really tell you do need a rag. You do need this. Like you're going to have to figure out what you need. And I used so many different things. Like I've used toothbrushes. I've used just like, Dollar Tree what am I trying to say? Like scrub brushes, sponges, rags, like I said, the scraper. Like you're going to have a bunch of different things and try a bunch of different things to get them clean. If you do not get your cabinets clean, this is not going to work at all. So it is a non-negotiable. You have to get them clean. Number 2 is it's optional, but it's smart. Use a liquid deglosser. So one of them that I love is Crud Cutter Gloss Off. I'll leave a link to the blog post that I wrote about this because it's got all of this stuff that I'm talking about linked in it. So if you just click on the blog post and scroll down, you'll see the green links throughout the post. Just click on those and it'll take you right to it. So definitely, if your cabinets have a glossy finish, a liquid deglosser, also known as liquid sandpaper, can be your best friend. So like I said, the Crud Cutter Gloss Off I've used before on furniture pieces, and you wipe it on with a lint-free cloth, let it dry, and that's it. So it kind of dulls the surface just enough so your paint can grip a little bit better. Before we dive back in, I've got to share one of my all-time favorite home finds, Luminara candles. These aren't your average flameless candles. They're made from real wax. Some are even scented, and they look so real. They give off the coziest glow, and I don't have to worry about the kids, our dog, or forgetting to blow them out. I use them all over the house. They come out with new designs every season, but they always keep their classic staples too. So there's something for every style. You can save with my code MyCreativeDays10. I'll drop the link and the code in the show notes. And yes, it's an affiliate link, so I may earn a little something if you buy, but it's no extra cost to you. Now let's get back to the episode. Step 3, you want to prime your cabinets. All cabinets are going to be different and it's not a one size fits all, but I would definitely use a primer or use a built-in bonding paint. If I do end up painting these cabinets in this flip house, I do know the paint that I want to use, but I am probably going to get a primer as well, even though I'm pretty sure this paint says that you don't need it. So it's just going to be that extra step for me because I need these to be durable and I need them to last. So try something like the Bin Shellac Primer or Kills Adhesion. They are made to stick to slick surfaces, and they're a good bonding primer. You can also use Dixie Belle Silk All-in-One paint, and I've shared that paint many, many, many times. I love that stuff. Or the one that I'm going to try, and I have actually the Dixie Belle All-in-One mineral paint. I've actually used that paint on cabinets that we have in our dining area in our kitchen. I redid all of those cabinets in the All-in-One paint, and I really like it, and it's held up, and I've cleaned them, so I really like that. The Wise Owl 1 Hour Enamel. Now I have tried that paint just like on a small wood stool. So I have seen where people have used the Wise Owl 1 Hour Enamel, and they'll take like a quarter or something and they'll rub it up against the paint and it doesn't scratch it, it doesn't do anything. So I've tried these, like the Silk Mineral paint. I've tried the Sherwin-Williams cabinet paint. I'm pretty sure that's what we got for. I think we tried a different one in another flip house. But anyway, I really want to try the Wise Owl. So that is probably going to be the one that I will try if we decide to paint these cabinets. So when you're painting the cabinets, you want to paint in thin, even coats, right? And I would highly recommend a roller or spraying them. You will also need a paintbrush just for those hard to reach areas, right? That you can't get with a roller or maybe a sprayer. Like you're definitely going to have to use a paintbrush at some point. So have one near you. But a paintbrush can sometimes leave brush strokes and things in it. A roller or a sprayer is just going to give you a better finish on them. And you want to apply in thin, even coats and let each coat dry completely before you add the next. You are not going to get this done in one coat. You are not going to get this done in if you douse your roller and put on globs of paint. So I see so many people do that even when they're flipping furniture. This is going to be a 2 to 3 coats for sure for full coverage. Just know that going into it. Know that it's going to take 3. And just don't put so much paint on it to try and cover it up because you do not want that either. It's thin, even coats layered on top of each other, making sure they're completely dry before you put on the next. And this next one is very important too. Let it cure. Even if it feels dry after a few hours, it's not fully cured. The paint is not cured. Let it sit for at least 7 days before heavy use, before putting anything into the cabinets. And just know this, your kitchen will be in shambles for a couple weeks. It's just going to be that way. So I don't know, prep meals ahead of time. So all you have to do is take them out of the freezer and put them into the oven and use paper plates, just so you don't even have to be in and out of the cabinets. It's a process. Keep the doors and drawers slightly open so they don't stick during that cure time. Be gentle. No hardcore cleaning yet. No, nothing. You want to, at least for 7 days, let that paint cure. And optional, and again, depending on the paint that you're going to use, and I don't know this yet, but you could I don't know this yet, meaning I don't know what I'm doing yet if we decide to paint it with the Wise-All paint. Add a top coat. So if you have a high traffic kitchen, we all do. We all do. You have kids, pets, husbands, you know what I mean? Consider sealing it with a polyacrylic top coat. Or if you're going with a certain brand and the brand recommends this top coat, definitely think about doing that as well. Just remember, if you're not going to sand, do not cut any of these corners. And the cleaning part is the most important part. Paint, primer, top coat, any of that. Nothing is going to stick if your cabinets are not fully clean from that grease and grime. And that's what's going to take the longest. And even when you think they're clean, go over it again, because the last 2 kitchens that I've cleaned, the last flip that we got done, I left the cabinets as they were. They just really needed a good cleaning, and then they were good to go. But there's so much grime on your kitchen cabinets that you really, 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 that's the most important part of this process. So that's it for today's episode. If you enjoyed this podcast and found it helpful, I'd love it if you would take just a minute to rate and review the podcast, no matter where you're listening, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere else. Your support truly helps us. It not only helps more people find the show, but it also lets me know what kind of content you're loving. So if you have a second, tap the stars, leave a quick review, and know that I appreciate every single one of them. Thanks for being here, and I'll talk to you next time. Hello, friends. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I'm grateful that you tune in every week and that you share the show with your family and friends. I love having creative chit chats with you, and my hope is that this podcast will inspire you to try a new project, start a DIY that you've been putting off, and decorate your home exactly how you want it. There are a few ways you can help us with the podcast. Follow the podcast so you don't miss an episode. And if you could take a few minutes to leave the podcast a review, that would help us so much. Again, thank you for being here, and I look forward to our chat next week. Bye-bye.